Hey, look. Your boy's had a shave, look. Hello, wonderful people. Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel. And it is time for the third video of Yearly Favourites Week 2022 as I give you my top 25 EPs of the year in bass music. The rules for this video: at least 3 tracks per EP, and any one artist can have 1 EP in this list. So you couldn't have, for example, a G Jones and a G Jones and EPROM EP, but you could have a Skrillex and a Jack U EP. Those are different artists altogether, and you can have EPs from labels as well. I am allowing that, and going here from 25 to number 1 up to number 1, with 25 honourable mentions coming just before that, those which I did enjoy a lot, but which just missed out on the main list. Before we get going, always have to say it, this is just my opinion, my personal picks, nothing objective or definitive here. And on that note, want to know what your favourites are of the year, your favourite bass EPs of 2022, and also what you made of my list. Is it good? Is it awful? Is it somewhere in between? Do let me know below, let's get the discussion going. But yeah, without any further ado, the honourable mentions for the best bass EPs of the year of our Lord 2022. I'll see you all in a bit. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Quite a few EPs there, of course, 25. Maybe you saw a couple that you've enjoyed over the course of the year. Let me know below. But now the main list, and at number 25 we have Detra with Onset, which, yeah, if you like your dubstep super deep with a little bit of animation to it, you know, very earthy, very gravelly, and incredibly textured production, then this is the EP for you. Please do check it out if you haven't yet. And then at number 24, we have Light Garden from Something Something. Lovely trap-laden beats, fantastic flows, nifty ideas, a couple of nice vocals in there as well. Very fruity, very colourful, and sumptuous sound. Yeah, again, check it out if you haven't yet. At number 23, we have 97 by Cure 97. And for me with this one, I just love how the concept and theme run through it, even with it being so short. You know, I'm lobbed into a world, and it's over quite quickly, but it's nice. It's a very nice experience. I like it a lot, enjoy it a lot, the sounds used in that one. And then at number 22, we have Night Bass, the label, with Night Bass Remixed Volume 4, the best remix EP of the year for me, bar none. Kicking off with 2 of the best remixes of the year from AC Slater and MPH. The other 2 from Squad and Bellcore aren't quite as good as that, but they are still good, so making for a good remix EP overall and worthy of a spot here. At number 21, we have Kinda Voodoo by Leo Cap, a succession of very naughty, deep dubstep tunes that all hit very hard, without doing all that much, you know, quite contained, quite to themselves, not that out there and kind of ostentatious, and amazing bass lines, amazing production. Yeah, just sounding very good on the ear, that one. And at number 20, we have Angel Rare by Sis Deems. And I think if you're a fan of the thumping, big room techno mousetrap kind of sound, then you're going to love this EP. Yeah, very big room, like I said, very large and super dark, a real depth to the production overall, just will get you fired up for anything, in my opinion. At number 19, we have The Gift of Dying by Muerte, which is for me the heaviest and meatiest dubstep EP of the year, and also the best outlay that we've got so far of Muerte's sound, in my opinion. Yeah, just that thick dubstep style crashing through, bulldozing through, making itself known, and with enough variation, I think, to the ideas over the course of it. So yeah, check it out if you haven't yet. I know most of you have if you follow this channel, but yeah, if you haven't, please do go and check it out. And following that, at number 18, we have Uncaged by Viper Active, another Disciple Roundtable EP here, and this one a bit more scintillating, with many good moments in it, I would say. I just find myself a bit knocked back by this EP, you know, the sheer energy of it when I get through it each time. and very good, I think, also to hear a whole project of his style. Leaves me wanting more, and very excited for what he's got in the future going forward. Yeah, top stuff. Moving on from there, number 17, we have The Chase by Cage, a very naughty house EP with a load of infectious drops on it. Yep, all the traits of his style, I think, playing out here very effectively. The warmth of it, the jumpiness of the beats that we get, little vocal touches here and there. Yeah, very down and dirty. It's gonna get you moving for sure. And after that, at number 16, we have Revenant by Raz, one of the best 140 or deep dubstep projects of the year. Yeah, incredible production on this one. Great repetition of ideas as well that just follow very smoothly after one another within each tune, but the beats are still quite brain rattling. Really do kind of shake through your head and get your brain kind of vibrating, if you will. Love it for that, and love the EP overall. At number 15, we have Pentagon by Chibs, which is Chibs in full flow for the most part, and on most occasions here with this EP, with a bit of experimentation to go with that. So basically just everything there is to love him for, his style, his approach to rhythm music, with a sprinkling of house on top to go with that, just to round it off at the end. Very fun. At number 14, we have Similar Outskirts with Generations, and it is just a little bit mad how much this grew on me in the last couple of months or so. I think initially the clunkiness with the production just got in the way of me enjoying it fully as a front to back listen, but now, you know, the sheer colour of it, the life of it, has rubbed off on me quite a lot and become quite clear again as I've heard it more and gone back to it again and again. And there just aren't that many making stuff like this at the moment. You know, that dubstep, complextro kind of hybrid with other bits of lighter stuff here and there, future garage. The introduction, very nice as well. So yeah, quite unique with the approach and doing it well. At number 13, we have Flesh Garden by Akeos, one of the most consistent producers of the last few years in bass music, in my opinion. Categorically, undeniably for me, and here with this EP, we just get 4 different bass genres produced immaculately with mostly riveting ideas, and the style, Akeos' style, shining through the whole thing and not wavering at all in any way as it goes on. And it gets more compelling over the course of it as well. That's what I like about it. Just got this kind of crescendo motion and movement to it as the EP goes on. Yeah, is good. Following that, number 12, we have Not Equal with Unforeseen, one of the very best D&B EPs that I heard this year, and I think you just gotta love Not Equal's style, that grungy D&B, very earthy, very gravelly, intricately produced as well, and just super in your face, you know, really does make a statement, I think, with this EP, Not Equal. I just feel like I'm on the run, you know, I feel like I'm running away from something that's chasing me and that wants something from me, so yeah, very electrifying, but also terrifying. I feel like I'm in a kind of horror where I don't quite have an escape. But that's good, you know, it paints a picture for you, it puts you in a scene. I love that about it. Okay, number 11, Jorn's Last Resort. The rawness of Jorn's style really coming to the fore here. Super explosive, super ravenous, super booming. I feel like it's just created a little hole in my head where it's gone in there and made a super cacophonous sound that is just ringing through my head at all times. I absolutely fucking love it. It's just 3 tunes here, so the quality is very condensed, just the right amount of material, I think, and some of it is genuinely the best material of the year, in particular with the second and third tunes. The drops that we get there, my god. But yeah, very good to hear this style over multiple tunes, and looking forward very much to where he goes from here. Alrighty, breaking into the top 10 now, and at number 10 we have the best VA or various artists or just label EP of the year for me, and that is Surveillance Music with The Blacklist 2. Yeah, 5 really top-notch D&B tunes here on this EP, and all offering different things. You know, they've all got different qualities in my opinion within that hyper tricksy detailed kind of D&B style, which has become very popular now and has done over the last few years or so. But yeah, just a lot of top material across the 5 tunes that we get here, I think. And if you're struggling to get into D&B a bit and you like dubstep and that kind of thing, other kinds of bass music, and you're trying to find an avenue into D&B, then this would be a good place to start, in my opinion. At number 9, we have one of the electronic trap gods, one of the best to ever do it within that style of music, absolutely, and without question, it is Troy Boy with Influendo. Yeah, for a lot of this is just Troy Boy in full flow. Extremely catchy, the bounciest trap music you could possibly think of, and yeah, a right mix of light and dark stuff as well. You know, it's got all kinds of, you know, all the kind of facets of his style and his approach just stamped all over this EP, and exceptionally well cut and produced and arranged as typical for him with the vocal sampling and all of that. Good to hear a quality EP from him again, because we've had a couple in the last few years that just haven't been that great. So yeah, this is good stuff. Okay, at number 8 we have one of the hardest hitting dubstep EPs of 2022. That is Diatic with Know the Name. And, you know, I don't think we get any of his very best tracks here. Just going to hold my hands up. Have to be honest, I do think that we don't get any of his very best tunes here on this EP, but there are so many good moments and drops, and again, it is just fantastic for me to hear an extensive EP, a project of his style, just a full outlay, a multi-track experience of Diatic, if you will, and on a big label as well. You know, I love that he got this platform, the Alien Flow. It just made a bit of a statement here, and can't wait to see where he goes next, whether he continues with this kind of thing, or explores other genres. Whatever it is, I'm going to be here for it. Alright, number 7. And here we have what is, I think, many people's, if not most people's, EP of the year. Of the whole year. Just an absolutely stunning, and I mean that, like stunning, breathtaking range to this collection. And probably the most wildly creative thing that I heard all year. It's just off the chart with the ambition, the amount that's tackled, genre-wise, just so much going on, and yeah, it's basic with a blissful gaze of ignorance. Yeah, I simply can't mean it enough when I say that the amount that happens here across the 6 tracks is just pretty mind-blowing. I still can't quite get my head around it, how these tracks just jump from one thing to another so seamlessly and effortlessly, and how that kind of coheres into this project that we get right here. It's clearly him just having a lot of fun. I think that's what I enjoy about it most. You can just hear that he had so much fun putting this thing together. Really has got his hand at creation, if you know what I mean. Like, he just thinks of an idea, puts it down, you know. It probably takes a lot of work, let's not, you know, beat around the bush. It takes a lot to put this thing together, but to have that kind of creation, you know, just kind of lingering in your head that you can just use and put to good use, I don't think many people have that in this scene, if I'm being honest. The thing that does stop it being higher for me personally is that it does have its moments that drag just a little bit and feel a little bit superfluous. I think a few of these tunes could have been a bit shorter, a bit more concise, just to have made for, you know, just a more explosive EP, a more concise EP overall, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that stops it being a little bit higher, but I think the outright kind of individual moments here are the best that he has put out. It's wondrous just how much is being brought together on this collection, and yeah, wow, what a listen this is. Then we have number 6, which is for me the best outright D&B EP that I heard this year. An absolute thriller, I would say, pretty much front to back, and one that I found myself just going back to quite a bit. And that is The Devil's Advocate, Arrival by Final Fix. Classically intricate, classically seismic from him, you know, got that, you know, body shaking and shell-shocking kind of feel to it, very good on that front. But a lot of character here, you know, more so than usual for him, I would say. The story is just woven into it so well. The vocal sampling is also very on point, I think, in particular with the introductions that we get, and I think the opener and track 3 here, yeah, really does tell a story, brings you into the world that is being created here by Final Fix. And the opener, which I just touched on, the title track, I think is one of the best tracks of the year, in my opinion. Yeah, that will be in my my singles video for sure. Look out for that when it drops in a few days. Pretty much virtually everything that I want in a D&B EP. It's got the energy, it's got the heaviness, it's got the grunginess, it's got that little bit of filmic quality about it, again with the sampling. Yeah, so much good here. Okie dokie, edging closer and moving into the top 5, and at number 5 we have for me the best collaborative EP of the year without question. Yeah, the artistry on show here is just a bit mad, considering we get 2 people from pretty different walks of bass life coming together here and making this collection right here. It is Mr. Bill and Killsmith with Kill Bill. Collaborating is hard, guys. The sacrificing of ideas and everything that comes with that. you might have something to bring to the table and the other person might just be like, no, don't like that. It's a constant back and forth with every single sound that you want to put in the songs that you're making. And so taking that into account, you know, understanding that and realizing and hearing just how accomplished this music sounds in terms of production, in terms of structure, in terms of arrangement, is, you know, it still kind of blows my mind how well done these tunes are, given that there are two people working on it. They just do such a masterful job here, in my opinion, over the course of these 4 tunes. I think the styles meld and blend together really well, and there's a range to the ideas as well with the genre. It's not as if they're just, you know, they've got like a thing they're going for and they just run with that with little variations here and there with the drops. No, there's diversity, there's variety across the collection. It's just very clever with the idea making as well, how they're all quite distinct and separate from one another. The vocal sampling as well, again, very, very good, and it's just so cleanly put together. Like, the attention to detail between 2 people, I just don't know quite how they had the patience to do it, but it's extremely good, this EP, and mad, mad talent on show. Just have to say it. Surging forward, we have number 4, and here I need to shout out one of my favourite artists of the year, and also right now, at the moment, generally. I don't think I've had more fun, outright fun, listening to an EP. Nothing more outright joyous I've heard as an EP over the course of this year. And probably the most I've laughed as well with an EP, if I'm being honest. So yeah, a lot of good going for it on the happiness front. And yeah, it's Dive by Neddy. Bottom line for me with this one is that, in my opinion, music like this is just so important for the scene overall. It's extremely fun, like I said, but also very clever and kooky and witty with the note placement, the sampling, just the musicality of it as well. I mean, talking about that, like the introduction to the 3rd track, the Traction VIP with the car horn, the musicality that comes with that as well. I mean, I've never not laughed at that, and it's just a perfect example of how off the wall and again kooky his music can be, and which is laid out here very, very well, that kind of element of his style. A couple of you might say it's not quite his best production here on this EP, and to be fair, I would agree, and you might also say it's maybe just a little bit too goofy to place on a list of this kind, but that's kind of why I love it. It provides that respite. It provides a reprieve from the heaviness, from the darkness that we get, not only with this list, but just in bass music overall. Yeah, a bit of lightheartedness, a bit of funniness within the serious stuff is very welcomed and needed, I think. And then beyond that, I think you just can't ignore the melodies here. They're too good. He is one of the most consistent when it comes to that. And the sound usage, incredible. It's just so utterly enjoyable, in my opinion, and whenever I hear it, I'm just, well, I've got a beaming smile from pretty much start to finish. So, yeah, long live producers like Neddy. Alright, coming in at number 3, taking the bronze medal for the EPs of the year 2022 in bass music. We have someone who showed us a different side to their style that we've heard before, but which is markedly different to what they put out in the recent past before that on the EP front. Just as colourful, but just a bit more concentrated and refined, if you will, with the sound, with the structures overall. It's Sharks with Infinity. There is so much going for this EP, my god, and not to say that we weren't getting that before, we very much were. But again, like I said, it's just through a more condensed, refined and structured to the point style that we get on this EP, which we perhaps didn't get quite before. But yeah, the drops here, fantastic. The melodies, super infectious, really good vocal sampling, in particular in the second half, I would say. Super punchy, super clean production, and it's just perfect for experiencing it with that more condensed style, that more focused approach, which we didn't quite get with the Disciple EP that we got the year before, and which for me just went off on a few too many random tangents, had a few superfluous sections here and there that just dragged a bit. But here, very much simple, very to the point, which I love, and which just, I think, creates incredible results, is a very good avenue through which his style can kind of strut and do its stuff. It's so, so good, and very happy that he was able to put this one together, just providing that different outlet for his style, and it being very effectively done. Yeah, top EP. At number 2, we have someone who, for me, leveled up massively with this EP, with this collection, with this project. Not so much with the fun of their music, I mean, that was always there. It's just with the thing of making a coherent project that is firing on all cylinders for pretty much the whole thing, the vast majority of it at least. It is Butte Noise with Embrace. Again, the basics that we had become accustomed to with Butte Noise were here again. The ideas just as exciting, just as off the wall, just as colourful. But the production's cleaner overall. It has a more refined feel to it. Kind of like what I was talking about before with the Sharks, but obviously with a different kind of dubstep altogether. And there's also more charm with the musicality, importantly, which plays out quite a lot here. Outros, intros, mid-sections, little stitching moments when it comes to bringing together different drops and whatnot. Yeah, the charm, the character, the story. It's here way more in my opinion, and that just takes it up another level in comparison to stuff that we've got before from him in the past on this label. Again, lest we forget Disciple Round Table. And some of these tracks and some of the sections individually, just some of the best that we've had this whole year within bass music, not just within dubstep. So picking and splitting hairs here when it comes to this point, but this one just about has that edge. A lot of class with this EP. And like I said, a lot of star-studded material on it. Butte Noise, Embrace, number 2. But coming in at number 1, I mean, it's hardly going to be a surprise, let's be honest. By method of deduction, if you haven't guessed this yet, then I'd be very surprised, if I'm being honest. I mean, the term GOAT gets bandied about quite a lot. It gets, used and shared about quite a lot. GOAT this, GOAT that, he's a GOAT, you're goated, they're goated, whatever. But this guy is a true GOAT. The longevity, the consistency, the quality. Absolutely insane. Not sure I've heard another artist like him yet, and not sure I ever will, if I'm being honest. It is Space Laces with High Voltage. All 5 of these cuts are fucking great, and I really could just leave it at that, but I am going to talk about it a little bit more in celebration of giving it this first spot. I mean, High Voltage, let's be honest, let's not beat around the bush, not a project for the ages. There's no kind of linearity between the tracks, and it isn't like a statement-making piece in the same way that Overdrive was, for example. But all of it is just way too well done not to place first, not to get the gold medal here, in my opinion. I mean, the ideas, they're amazing, they're all really good and varied with, the creativity of them and the tone of them. We get melancholic stuff, we get super hypey stuff. The production goes without saying, fucking incredible. The selection of sounds within every tune at pretty much every moment is insane, and we also get some of his best IDs. Tracks that we've grown accustomed to and become aware of through his Voltage series, and how he kind of rehashed them and made them fit within the song structures that they were in relatively. I mean, this is him just like barely getting out of first gear, and he very much has the EP of the year in my opinion. It's a complete exhibition in how to make electronic music. I think if you're starting out, you can really learn from him here in how you use musicality, how you choose the right notes on that front, how the sounds will work together, the attention to detail with the production, the texture of the sound, how it all works together and functions. Like, nothing feels out of place here, and we're talking about very aggressive, very abrasive music. So yeah, once again, Space Laces, Mr. Ian Slider just leaves me wanting more, and that is almost definitely the highest compliment I can pay it. It is incredible, and it is absolutely the EP of the year in bass music for me. High Voltage by the one, the only Space Laces. But there we have it, guys, my top bass EPs of the year 2022. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. But now it's time for your input. What did you make of my list? Is it good? Is it bad? Somewhere in between. But also, I want to hear your EPs of the year, your favourites in bass. Drop it all in the comments down below. Let's get the discussion going. And before I leave you, I do also want to say that albums and singles videos to come, top albums, top singles, they'll be coming in the next few days. So make sure you are subbed and you have hit the bell along the way so you're notified when those videos go live. Beyond that though, keep it naughty. And if it's naughty, then you know. And I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace.